Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to be here with another video. I should really be doing something else while shooting this video, but I wanted to take you guys through the journey of what I'm doing. So I'm attending a wedding in about 4 hours. I have a dress to wear for the wedding. I have a dress to wear for the wedding. But the thing is, Houston is bipolar. So it's a sleeveless dress here, but I don't have a jacket to wear on top of it. So I decided, okay, I wanted to get one of these faux jackets that make you look bougie. So I was like, okay, I need to go to the store and get one. But then I realized I haven't been in a clothing store in like 6 months. And to be honest, you don't exactly always find specific things you're looking for. Then I realized, oh, I have a degree in fashion design. Why not just make it myself? So this video is going to be like a tutorial slash mini vlog of me trying to make a cropped fur jacket for myself. So if you want to learn how to make a cropped fur jacket, just keep watching this video. I promise you it's going to be like a super easy tutorial because it's going to be super easy. If it's the way it sits in my head, it's going to be like super easy. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and let's get going with the video. Okay, so my journey started yesterday. After work, I said okay, stop at Joanne's Fabric and get some fabric. So it was kind of like a hard decision for me because the dress I'm wearing is black, and I really wanted to have this neutral look. I used to love black before, but personally, I'm just more of natural colors now. So even black is too shouty for me. But anyway, the dress is black. So in my head, when I went there, I was going to go with a cream off-white type for fabric. And when I got there, the cream off-white for fabric that I found, that one was $44 per yard. And for this jacket I'm making, I need I bought one and a half yard, not because I got linear, but because I didn't want to run short. I had to decide between a cow print and the one I actually wanted. The cow print felt so much more better and softer and cheaper. The cow print was $17 per yard. So I went with that because your girl is broke. But anywho, that was one I went with. I mean, I've looked at the fabric so much at this point. It started to look like it's a blanket, but in real sense, isn't that what that is? We're actually wearing blankets because of the cold. So I really don't care, but I'm going to make it. Yeah. So actually, let's get making it so I can show you the fabric and everything I'll be using. So I think I have leftover velvet material at home. That's probably what I use for the lining. We're going to figure it out together. Okay, so this fabric right here is the fabric I'll be using. See what I said what I meant when I said it looked like a blanket. It looked so much more different yesterday. I don't know why I'm doubting myself. I do this a lot, but this is the fabric I'll be using. It's cow print. I just think it's cute as a blanket. But anyway, we're going to make it a fur jacket. So the measurements I'll be needing for this, because I want to make it cropped and a little bit baggy. The measurements I know my measurements offhand, and to be honest, I'm just going to add an inch to this measurement. But I'm going to show you guys how to measure yourselves for these things. So I'll be needing my bust, my waist, my shoulder, and my sleeve length. That's basically all I need. So to measure my bust, I'm just going to take the tape around my bust. If you're doing this by yourself at home, I would say use a mirror in front of you so you can see how the measurement is. So normally I'll use 32 for my bust. Actually 33 for my bust. But for this one, I'm just going to use 35 because it's not supposed to fit at all. It's supposed to be baggy, you know. So my bust is going to be 35 inches. My waist is going to be, on a normal day, my waist is 25, actually 27, but I like to believe it's 25. So my waist is really 27. Actually, it's not 25 anymore. It's 27. But I'll be using 28 for the base, so that way it's free. So for my waist, I'm going to be using 28. One more thing, I'm going to need my shoulder measurement. So on a normal day, how you measure your shoulder is put this behind you like so. Then you're measuring from the shoulder bone to the other shoulder bone. But I want the shoulders to drop a little bit, right here. So I'm just going to measure like that. And that's 17. So normally I use 14 for my shoulders, but in this case, I'll be using 17. So now for the sleeve length, I want it really long. So where my 17 stopped, I'm just going to put the tape down and see where I want it. I'm going to make it at 20 from 17. I want to do a pull-up thing where I'm going to tie the hand here. So sleeve length is going to be 20. Now the length, I know that I want 17 for this number. I'm just going to measure my body to see where it is. Actually, I don't want 17. That's too long. I want 15. Would that make sense? Would 15 make sense? Yeah, I think 15 would be pretty much okay. It's just going to like stop here. I don't just like get to my waist too much, because then yeah, I'm going to make it 15. So the length is going to be 15. Okay, so now let's get to cutting the jackets. Okay, so these are the two fabrics I'll be using. I'll be using this faux fabric and this velvet fabric to line the inside. Okay, so first I'm going to look at my fabric and see which side has more stretch. So even if it's not really important for the style I'm sewing, I can see that this side has more stretch. So I'm going to put it on like the bust area, or like horizontally, so that way it's not like gravity is not dragging it down. So I'm going to just fold this like so. So now to make things easier for myself, I'm just going to cut out a block of 19 inches. So right here, 19 inches by when you open this up, it becomes 28. So the reason I'm just cutting out a block is so that way I do not like have to deal with this whole big thing of fabric. So I'm using 19 because my length is supposed to be 17, so I just added like 2 inches there for the folding. Then here, whenever I divide my bust, it brings me to 9, but I'm leaving about 5-inch allowance because I want a collar, so that way I have a lot of fabric to work with. So it's going to be hard for you guys see the markings, but 9 inches is like, oh, you guys can actually see 9 inches is going to be somewhere here like so. So I'm just going to cut this out right now. You know what I actually have not thought about? How am I going to sew this thing in my sewing machine? My scissors can't even cut it. Oof, my arms hurt already. It's like a whole workout. Okay, so whenever you do that, you gotta like take away the excess like this. Oh, my room is going to be a mess when I'm done sewing this. Okay, so excess taken and stored. Next, what I'm going to do is to mark out my neckline. So I'm going to mark out the neckline on this side. Before I do that, I'm going to measure, I think 4 inches, because I want it to like have a collar, like a lapel that overflows or overlaps with 4 inches. So then I'm going to draw my line of 4 inches on. Oh shit, my chalk's already breaking. Should I use a marker for this? Will it wipe off? Just so you guys can see. Can you guys see? Yeah, I think it's a bit visible. I'm just drawing a straight line downwards. Yep, like that. If you can't see, I'm really sorry. Just gotta like really pay attention to understand what I'm doing. Okay, so that's my line. So in real sense, my neck is going to start from here. So now my neck is going to be 3 inches. Or let's do 3.5. No, 3. My neck is going to be 3 inches wide. So mark where my 3 inches stop, like that. So 3 inches, and then the depth is going to be 4 inches, like so. So I'm just going to draw that, like, oh, my chalk is broken. See, it would be much easier if I just bought this thing. Okay, so like that's where my neck is. So I'm just going to extend this all the way here, because I know that this is where this one is like going to stop. So eventually when I sew it, it's going to like what's the English for it? It's going to like flap over ish. So now next I'm going to measure my, so this is my neck right here, just this round right here. So the next thing I'm going to do is measure my shoulder. Again, I'm using this line as a reference. I'm not starting from here because this is non-existent. So I'm just going to like measure my shoulder. My shoulder was 17. I'll just do it at 16. Even though I measure 17, I'll just do it at 16 because I know my real shoulder is like 15. Okay, so 16. It brings us to 8 inches. So 8 inches from here is going to be like right here. So mark that right here. Can you guys see? It's almost invisible, but it's not visible. So 6 inches. So now I'm going to have my slant. I really don't measure for this thing. I just go with the vibes I'm feeling. So, but it should be like around like 1.5 inch, like from here to here for the slant. So that's my slant. Even if I don't see it, I know I'm going to slant and I'm cutting the shoulder. So now the next thing I'm going to measure is my armhole. So for my armhole, I like to drop it by like 8 inches. So I'm just going to drop it by 8 inches right here. But for this one, I feel like I should do it a little bit bigger. So maybe like 8.5 should be fine. I don't want it like too big. So 8.5 should be fine. So I'm going to connect this like this and draw an arc. Now, if you want, you can use a French curve to just draw this. But just so you guys can see what I'm doing, in case you can't like actually see the lines, I'm just drawing a curve right here to join the shoulder to the armhole. So like this. Just like that. So now the next thing I'm going to do is measure my bust. So my bust was 35. I'm going to divide 35 by 4. So 35 divided by 4. Like this. 9 inches. Approximately 9. I'm just going to give like half-inch allowance. So it's just going to be like right here. Like this. So now I'm going to measure my waist. So it's going to be on the bottom part of this. The waist was 28. So I'm going to divide 28 by 4 as well. 28 divided by 4 is going to give me 7. So 7, just going to add like 1 inch allowance. So that should stop right here. So I should just have like this, you know, slant. So now for this one, I want it to like come like this. Like it's just going to be like a big slant, like a big old collar right here. So it's just going to like come like this. Aha. Perfect. So when I cut it out now, it's going to make so much more sense. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Hopefully this makes more sense. I'm just going to go ahead and explain it again. So this is the neckline. I started to measure from here because this is basically non-existent, as it's going to be like this after sewn, if that makes sense. So now this is the shoulder, this is the armhole, this is the bust measurement, this is the waist measurement, and this is the length. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the back. Super easy. I'm just going to show you guys how you do it. Okay, so for the back, I just folded the remaining fabric I had into 2 like so. So now the middle part of the back is going to have like a closure. So I need this closed like this. So I'm just going to take this the front that I had cut and place it like so. So now when I'm placing, oh Lord, I forgot to take these things out. But okay, this is it's going to make my sewing room so messy. But when I'm placing this, I'm going to like, you know, remember this line we drew so that this is non-existent. I'm going to make sure that line is matching up with like the middle part of the back. So like so, and then I'm just going to use this and basically just like trace it. So now the only difference between the front and the back is that the back neck is going to like be slightly higher. That's the only difference. So I'm just going to trace this exactly and cut the back neck slightly higher. Again, just as a reminder, this part is closed. And I'm extending this because this again is an illusion. It's not really there. Our real thing starts from this line right here. I'm going to cut it off camera and bring it back to you guys. So now this is the front and this right here is the back. Pretty much same thing, just a higher neckline. So now I'm going to cut the sleeves. So when cutting the sleeves, what I like to do that I have found helpful is just measure whatever your armhole is right here. I'm just going to measure it. Just leave like maybe a ½ inch allowance up there because we're sewing it anyways. So measure it like this. Walk it through, and I have 10.5. I'm just going to confirm with the back to make sure it's like, yep, about 10.5 ish. So that's what I'm going to use to cut my sleeve. So now for the sleeve, what I'm trying to do is make sure that the serged end, like the neat edge or end of the fabric, is going to be like, you know, the end of the sleeve. So that's why I'm trying to make it aligned. So now next thing I'm going to do is to measure my sleeve length. From my measurement, my sleeve length was 20. So I'm just going to measure 20 from here. I'm not going to add any allowance because I'm just leaving this part down like this. So measure 20 like so. And just draw a straight line right there. So now for this next part, I usually just freestyle it. I've seen a lot of people like, you know, actually use curves and whatnot to cut it. But personally, freestyling it works perfectly for me. I'm just going to like draw how do I describe this? Say, what does it look like? I just know I'm drawing. I just know what it looks like, so I just really always draw it. I know you guys probably can't see the chalk. I'm sorry, you just have to like wait till I actually cut it out so you can see. I can see the chalk, or you can actually see it too. So just like this S-looking type of shape is what I want to achieve for the sleeve. That's how I cut my sleeve. If you want like a more in-depth description on like how I came up with this, you can, you know, put it in the comment section. I'll make one for you. So now what's my round arm? I'm just going to measure here right now, see wherever it stops. So again, I'm trying to measure the 10, which I measured from the what's it called, from the armhole. Measure 10 here, but I'm going to make it 11 instead, you know, because I'm making it 11 because allowance for sewing and the shoulder allowance. So right here, 10, 11. Awesome. So my round arm is going to end up being like 8, which is 16, and it's not really bad. It's like, it fits big, which I really don't mind. So yeah, just going to measure this one down, like straight down, like so. So I'm just going to cut this out. I really didn't draw anything because I'm just going to, like, you know, eyeball it. Okay, so I'm cutting the other sleeve. I'm just basically going to like put it, like fold it and just copy the exact same thing I cut for that one. Okay, so now I have my 2 sleeves cut out. So these are the sleeves. So I just thought about something. I feel like I may have made a mistake when I was cutting this one. Let me just put them on each other and see. Okay, so I just realized my length is actually 15, not 17. I don't know why I kept saying 17. So let me just measure to make sure I actually have that length here. So my length is 15, yeah? Yeah, it is way too long. So I need to cut off 2 inches from right here, because I actually wanted at 15, but I forgot I made it 17. I'm just gonna cut 2 inches off, no big deal. Aha, this looks better. I cut off the length. Now the next thing I'm going to do is the lining. So the front lining is going to be a little bit, not really complicated, but a little bit weird, because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this fabric to line up to like half of this, so that way if it opens up like this, then you know it's this thing that you're seeing. Okay, so for this next part, I'm just going to use a brown paper to make it easier on me. So I'm just going to like trace this onto a brown paper, like trace this. Let me use a ruler to make it a little bit more accurate. Yep. Perfect. So this is basically what it looks like when drawn out. I'm just going to like make this a little bit more so you guys can see. I'm going to use the pencil. So now what I'm really trying to do right now is figure out like which side I'm using for the lining and which side I'm using for the you know, for the faux fabric. So I'm going to divide it right here, like right beside the shoulder here, like so. I just draw a straight line. It doesn't really have to be straight, to be honest. Down. One more thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take about 3 inches off the bottom, like so. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. First off, let me straighten this part. Okay, so cut this out and come back to the camera. So again, just a quick explanation. This is the full length of it. I'm going to take out 3 inches from the bottom because the faux fabric folds over, which, you know, is going to occupy these 3 inches. Then I'm going to cut it right down the middle, so that way I can have like my lining allowance. I'm just going to cut this off camera and come back. Okay, so I cut it. Next thing I'm going to do is pin it right back. Now as I pin it right back, I'm just going to like trace from here like this, trace it round so that I can have exactly, what I need. So now the next thing I'm going to do is use my tracing wheel and then just trace down this line like so. So perfect. So now when I take this off, my line, you guys can't see it, but there's like tiny dots. So I'm just going to come here and draw a straight line on those tiny dots, like just like I'm tracing. Yeah, like this. So now what I'm going to do, this is where it stops, right? I'm just going to add a 1/2 inch allowance so I can join it to the other side. So like this. And then join this top part and the bottom part. So I'm just going to repeat the same thing on this other side. Just randomly place it, make sure there's enough allowance, pin it, and trace my line again, then add 1/2 inch to this side. Okay, so I did the same thing, traced it and then added 1/2 inch. So now this part is going to be the 4 fabric and this part is going to be the lining. I'm going to go ahead and cut these blocks out. Okay, so I've pinned the part for the 4 on the 4. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. So it's going to be the lining piece for the 4. The power went out while I was shooting, but I'm sure you guys can still see this. But anyway, I just cut out this part. So I decided to go for a different lining fabric, which I just found laying around in my studio. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that other piece, which I cut out, place it, and then trace it out. And for the back lining, which the back lining is going to be the exact same thing as the back piece, only 3 inches shorter. We'll do all of that off camera and come back. Okay, so something weird just happened. Half of my apartment just lost power, and the half that decided to lose power is my sewing room and my sister's room because they're right beside each other. And the thing is, I don't mind moving my sewing machine somewhere else to sew. The only issue is this thing like literally leaves remnants of itself every single place. Like if you see my, can you see? I don't know if you can see, but you can see my dress already has like remnants of like the fabric. So I could literally bring it to my room and sew, but that's going to make me clean more areas than I want to. So I don't know. I called the apartment, said they're going to be here. I've actually been trying to have them fix something for over a year, which they haven't. So I wouldn't sorry they don't come today. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and cut the collar in my room. See how it is when I finish cutting the collar. I'm going to cut the collar and show you guys how to cut it. Okay, so for the collar, I'm going to measure 11 inches. That's like how long I want it to be. So 11 inches is going to be from, let me use a pen so you guys can see clearer. See, let me bring this back here. Perfect. So 11 inches is going to be from here to wherever 11 inches stop. So on those marks, I'm going to draw 2 straight lines. Just like so. Perfect. So now for the wideness of the collar, I want it to be 4 inches, but this is the middle part. Yeah, so I'm going to mark the middle part 4 inches like this. And then for this side, for the part that actually connects to the lapel, I'm going to take it up about 1/2 inch. So this is going to be a straight line because I really don't want any joining on this. Maybe make this a straight line because the fabric's already too much to work with. So now it looks like so. All I'm going to do on this side is extend this. So this is my 11 inch mark. So extend this by 1/2 inch. So it looks like so. So extend this by 1/2 inch. And then it looks like this. and then I'm just going to like draw a slant right here. My French curves are in my other room, but you could just use like a French curve to like just connect this like this. So it's just like a slant like this. So this is going to be what my collar is going to look like. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this. So this is what the collar looks like. I forgot to add 1/2 inch allowance all around this. So when I'm cutting it on the main fabric, I'm going to add 1/2 inch allowance, like, you know, all around. So when I'm cutting it on the main fabric, this top part is going to be folded over so that this top part is not opened, it's joined. So this part here is going to be the center, so it's not going to have any openings. So the only part I'll have opening is this side. This is the only part I'm going to cut through. So I'm going to go cut it now in the sewing room and show you guys what that looks like. This is what it looks like. This top part, like I said, is going to be closed, and the center back also is going to be closed. So as you can see, I left like 1/2 inch allowance, which I just left on this side because it's easier to leave on this side. I'm just going to cut this exactly. And I left the allowance for the bottom on top right here too. I'm just going to cut this out right now. Okay, so these are all the parts. I've cut them out. I never do this. I always cut it as I go, but I don't know, something got into me today. So this is sleeve, that's the collar, that's the back piece and the lining for the back piece, that's the front piece and 1/2 of the lining and the other 1/2 of the lining for the front piece. So these are all the pieces we'll be needing. So I still don't have power in my sewing room. I'm going to see how I'm going to move my sewing machine to my actual room and get started on this. But basically what I'm going to be doing is joining each of these. So I'm going to join the linings with each other, then I'm going to join the actual garments with each other. You know what's funny about this whole thing? The fact that I have no idea if my sewing machine is actually going to sew this thing or not. Anywho, I'm right here at my sewing machine. As you can see, I brought it to my room. Oops, sorry. So I brought my sewing machine to my room and I'm going to start sewing it. So first of all, I'm just going to thread my machine. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be joining the lining separate, like an entire garment. Then I'll join the you know, this one separate too. So first thing I'm going to do is join the shoulders. So this is the back piece. I'm just going to place the front one like front on front, like so, and just join the shoulders right here. Please, so this is my moment of truth. Let me know if I'm going for this wedding or not. Actually, I'm still going to go for the wedding. I just wouldn't dress as nice as I want to. Okay. Please, I beg of you. So, okay. It's sewing. Yay! I've won at life. Just that all these things are getting I see a lot of thread cutting in the front. Ouch. So first line was a success. Not the straightest of lines, but it's sewed. So now I'm going to join the shoulder of the other part. You cannot even make me. I was just saying you can't make mistake on this thing. Oh, okay, I didn't make a mistake, but I really can't afford to make any mistakes. So I'm going to join the other shoulder, then I'm going to sew the sides. Then I'll, you know, show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so I finished sewing the top part, like the outer part of the top part. Let's try it and see if I look like a blanket or... So it's going to be like this. I feel like I should have something like a button here. When I put the sleeves, I feel like it's going to, like, you know, have more body. But okay, it's not bad. Like, it's a whole look like this. Okay, let me stop messing around. I'm going to go do the exact same thing with the lining. Join the shoulders. Remember there was like a joining here. Join that one too, and join the sides, and come see what it looks like. Okay, so I finished joining the lining. That's the lining, that's the actual thing. So I'm going to sew the neck part of this and sandwich the collar inside of it. Okay, so I added the lining and the collar. Whew. I don't have time. I literally have to get my hair like a wig. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay, let me just... So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to join the bottom. So when I'm joining the bottom, I'm going to leave like just a little space so that way I can be able to turn it over like when I'm done sewing. So I'm going to align all the sides so that way everything is like seamless, you know. Okay. So I'm done sewing the bottom. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to align the top of the collars, and then I'll stitch like, you know, like this. So the bottom is going to like go high a little bit like this. kind of hard to explain, but when you're sewing it yourself, you see it. Okay, now it's the moment of truth. I'm done sewing. Not done sewing, but like done to an extent. I'm just going to turn it in. So this is going to be the actual length, and this is what it looks like. Oh my gosh! Wait, I look horrible, I know, but now just the sleeves are left. This is exactly where I want it to stop. Oh my gosh! And then this part, I'm just going to, like, you know, what's it called? Use something to like push it out. But it was going to look like I'm just going to wear this for no reason. I'm loving it. Let me go bring the sleeves and sew the sleeves. But so far, I am proud of myself. It's just the cleaning after this is going to be crazy, but I'm loving this so far. Like the length and everything. Wow. Okay, so for the sleeve, I'm just going to sew an inch like down like this for both sleeves. Sorry. Oh God, my degree did not go to waste. Cause okay, last sleeve, and I have to go start doing makeup. I'm taking out this hair, so, and I have less than 1 hour. We're going to see how that goes. But bro, I want to tie something on the hand here, like because I don't like how it's like, you know, droopy. But so far I'm loving this cow print. It's giving body, you know. And I am done. Okay. First of all, I need to go outside and like do this like 1 million times. Okay. It's warm to start with. I feel like this hand is bigger than this hand. I don't think I was looking at that. But bro. Okay. It's giving bougie. Bro, I love this. Like, it's just this. Why is his hand looking? Okay. Oh, I took more in here. Anywho, I don't think anybody's noticing except me. But this is beautiful. Like, okay. So it was a success. I have like an hour and 10 minutes left to get ready. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my hair, my makeup. Even I don't know how to do makeup. But if you're watching this video to this point, I don't know if it's going to be a vlog or a tutorial. I really don't know at this point. So if I show more content, then yeah, it's a vlog. But if it stops here, then it's a tutorial. But I'm definitely going to show you, like, you know, the whole outfit. But I love this. Like, it's wow. It came out exactly how I wanted it to. Maybe if I'm going to change anything, I'll just reduce the gap, you know, between this collar and the lapel. But apart from that, I actually love this thing. It's Bovo. Sorry, I get excited, like, and, you know, don't have sense. But anywho, I'm see you guys soon. Okay, guys, so this is the final product. Okay, you can't see it well, just my camera. And no, because I'm not allowed to be this fine. My wig is not glued, by the way. I don't know how to do the wig thing. Anywho, like, girl, I don't know why I'm so excited. But anywho, thanks for watching this video. I don't know if this video is going to end. I'm going to show you guys clips of the wedding. But I absolutely look stunning. And I'm loving this. Let me see if I can show you guys like a full dress. Let me turn it. Okay, so this is the full dress. It has a slit in the front. And these are the shoes I'm wearing. So this is the look. Like, am I the one getting married? Oh my god, I feel like I'm about to... Okay, sorry. I'm not used to looking this fine. So when I look this fine, it's like kind of weird for me. Okay, bye. Anywho, I absolutely love this. Let me guys see. I'm too excited. I can't speak English anymore. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this. If you're going to be recreating it. I feel like I'm about to just start buying this fabric and start sewing a lot of these because it's so warm. I love it. And I finished it in like 4 hours ish. Like, look at me looking like, okay. Oh, sorry, this was supposed to be the outro, but thanks for watching this video up to the end. My situation of my the sewing room, the power's still out. They haven't come to fix it. Told you guys, go take it next year. But anywho, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye. Subscribe. Bye.